Venezuela, officially known as the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, is a country located on the northern coast of South America. It covers an area of 916,445 square kilometers and had a population of about 29 million in 2022. The capital city is Caracas, which is also the largest urban area. To the north, Venezuela is bordered by the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, with Colombia to the west, Brazil to the south, Trinidad and Tobago to the northeast, and Guyana to the east. The country is made up of 23 states, the capital district, and federal dependencies for its offshore islands. Venezuela is one of the most urbanized nations in Latin America, with most people living in cities in the north and in the capital. Venezuela was colonized by Spain in 1522, facing resistance from indigenous peoples. It declared independence in 1811, becoming part of Gran Colombia and separating as a nation in 1830. The 19th century was marked by political instability and regional military rule until the mid-20th century, when Venezuela experienced democratic governance and economic growth starting in 1958. Economic troubles in the 1980s and 1990s led to significant unrest, including the Caracazo riots and attempted coups. The 1998 presidential election sparked the Bolivarian Revolution, introducing a new constitution in 1999. Initial social programs helped reduce poverty, but economic decline set in during the 2010s, leading to disputes over the 2013 election and ongoing crises. Venezuela is a federal presidential republic, though it has become increasingly authoritarian under Chavez and Maduro. It ranks low in press freedom and civil liberties. The country has the largest oil reserves globally and is shifted from agricultural exports to oil dominance. Venezuela faces hyperinflation, shortages, unemployment, poverty, and corruption worsened by U.S. sanctions. Over 9 million people have fled by May 2025, and the human rights situation has severely declined as the nation struggles with debt default. Women in Venezuela are central to both family and community life and are active in political and social movements, though they face significant challenges, including gender inequality in the workplace, high risks of violence and protection risks, particularly for those migrating, and exclusion from some decision-making processes. While the Constitution guarantees gender equality, issues like limited data availability on gender pay gaps, unpaid care work, and gender-based violence persist. Roles and societal participation, family and community. Women are often the primary caregivers and household managers, with 55% of households in Venezuela headed by women. This care work is fundamental to community life, as highlighted by groups like those who preserve their culture through weaving while managing household tasks. Politics and activism. Women are active in political struggles from a grassroots level to broader collective processes. Despite past limitations in suffrage, women have historically been part of Venezuela's political history. Culture. The culture of beauty pageants is deeply ingrained, with former beauty queens achieving political roles and influencing public life, demonstrating the symbolic and political power associated with these archetypes. Challenges and inequalities. Workplace inequality. Women face lower participation rates in the labor force and significant wage gaps, forcing many to work full-time while also managing households. Violence and protection risks. Women and girls, particularly those on the move, face heightened risks of violence, including sexual assault, trafficking, and forced prostitution. Data gaps. There is a lack of data for monitoring key areas like the gender pay gap, unpaid care work, and gender and poverty, which hinders progress toward gender equality. Limited access to services. The COVID-19 crisis has limited women's access to socioeconomic recovery plans. Additionally, there are challenges related to access to health services, menstrual hygiene, and education. Legal restrictions. Abortion is illegal except in specific, limited cases outlined in the Constitution, with a prison sentence for women who have abortions for other reasons. Efforts toward progress data collection. Organizations are working to gather data on the challenges women face, such as the International Organization for Migration, IOM to better inform policies and services. Empowerment and participation. Women are leading peace and humanitarian initiatives. There are also ongoing efforts to promote women's participation in civic spaces and decision-making at all levels.